Hey there, I'm Alex Connor. I'm a PT here at the University of Cincinnati, and how are you doing today?
Doing well.
All right, who am I dealing with today? What's your name?
I'm Brent Krause.
Okay, and what is your birthday, Brent? Can you tell me that?
January 23rd, 1991.
All right, let me double check that. All right, you're good to go. So before starting, I've made sure that the patient, Brent in this case, has not had any injuries to his lower extremities or any surgeries that is going to prevent him from doing this transfer. Usually in this transfer, the patient will have one strong or dominant leg and one weaker leg. And so it's important to account for that in the lift, and we'll explain what to do with the weaker and stronger legs as we begin. Before starting, we have wheeled him in, and we've put him at a 45-degree angle to the bed. And this is, you can either put it parallel or a 45 to 60 degree angle, whatever's going to best suit the patient. Then we've locked the wheelchair. And then we're going to swing the legs out, support his legs on the way down. Okay, after this, most important step, I've already got a gait belt on him, but is to put the gait belt on him. Okay, now, this is an actual part of, doing the lift. And every part of this, I want to make sure that the patient knows what he's doing by having him repeat the steps back to me. And that just kind of reassures that he actually knows what he's doing, rather than him just telling me that he knows. So, my inside of my foot with my left leg, in this case, we're going to say that Brent has his right leg is his weak leg, and his left leg is his strong leg. So, before we start, to stabilize this weak leg, my left foot and my inside of my left foot is going to be on the outside of his right foot, which is his weak foot, and my outside of my knee is going to be the inside of his knee. Okay? Now, to stabilize the trunk, I can either grab with two hands around the waist on the gait belt, or I can have one hand and one hand on the shoulder in the posterior lateral region. Alright, now, it's important to place the patient's legs with his stronger leg behind his, behind the weaker leg. This is going to be able to, help him get up easier and provide a better base. So if you're going to go ahead, and I want you to push with your arms and your legs, with your nose over your toes simultaneously, and I'm going to make sure you can repeat that back to me. But okay, let's go ahead and get up. All right.
And once he actually gets me into a standing situation, he wants to give me a little bit of time to make sure that I'm not dizzy and that I have my balance. But in order to get into the standing position, I wanted to be able to repeat all the directions that he gave me, which were nose over toes, with my stronger leg behind my weak leg. And as I push up, I use both my arms and legs.
So now, before we even pivot and start our pivot, it's important that he brings his strong leg in front of his weaker leg. So that's the first thing I'm going to do with supporting him. Okay, now once he does that, I'm going to instruct him to do smart, or really, really small, short steps, and take it really, really controlled and slow. And he's going to pivot around his weaker leg and move his strong leg. So our pivot leg, our weak leg, is going to stay relatively unmotionable. He's going to keep turning until his back faces the area, and you're going to support him every single part of the way. And then you're going to help him scoot back a little bit. And once his back of his legs touch the bed, then he can lean back or reach back with his arm, catch it, and lower himself back slowly.
And this lift initially will just give me more independence once I'm able to get from a wheelchair to a bed.
You can train the patient on how to do this with the weak leg being supported and without the weak leg being supported. So in this case, we were more generous on the weaker leg, but it's also important, for independence, that you can teach them how to do it the other way around.